Good afternoon, everyone. It doesn't look like there's too many people here, but that's fine. It's a strange day for me to be on. It's Family Day in Canada. Recording saved to cloud. I'm trying Restream right now. Try some different settings. I've tried Restream before, I believe. I had to sign up for it, though. I thought I had tried it before, but apparently I hadn't. Pretty interesting. I'm going to check how the audio is here on YouTube. Usually my voice is really garbled. I don't know why. I spent a lot of money on a microphone, but it just seems to garble anyway. See how that goes. Yeah, when I play videos. Well, let's stop that. See if that clears it up. Hi, Chloe. How you doing? Good to see you. I like having some frequencies in the background, so give me a moment. I'm going to go grab another device. Good to see you, Chloe. Get rid of that. This has quite a delay on it. Where is that? Oh, looks like I'm going to have to just there. See how this goes. Got to practice with these things so that when we have a class, I can have some frequencies playing in the background and stimulate the pineal and other chakra centers, third eye. Good to see you, Chloe. Elderberry, how you doing? Let's go to my history here. Ooh. Yeah, so this is like a test. I don't know what we're really doing here. I'll put the link up if anybody wants to come up and try and chat. So it's Restream we're using. Why am I watching myself? There we go. I have to give that a second. I don't know how this entirely works here, but I remember I used one that's very similar, though. They all seem very similar. Restream and StreamYard and Streamlabs. Actually, Streamlabs was quite a bit of a problem to get into. And then if you wanted to live stream, they asked you to pay. So if this works half decently. The share is a little bit awkward, but other than that, it's all right. I do like that it's got the the share seems to work quite well. Let's see here. Canyon. Yeah, that works really well. A little bit of dragon genitals. This one's really hard to find. I've tried to find the markers for it. Really difficult to find. See the heart-shaped object there? Somehow, beside this giant ant, there's a dragon. Where is that? The genitals of the. It's on the neck. There we go. Right at the end there. See now, I've been trying to figure out a lot of these. Is this part of it up here? I don't know. This long, thin part looks more to be part of the ant guy, but I'm not sure. See, it is hard to find. Very difficult. There we go. Oh, yeah, it's not even sharing. I forgot about that. Be right back. You're sharing? All right. Yeah, so this is just an open chat for fun. Uh, if you guys don't come up with anything to talk about, I'll talk about dragon genitals. So I've really been trying to get that information out to Roger, although he did do the work on the Red Sea. But he doesn't. He still doesn't seem to understand the workings of them. That they are much different. Hi, Deocean. How you doing? And a link right there if you want to pop in. It's Family Day in Canada. Got one of my favorite subjects, dragon genitals. I was looking up Ovid, Hesiod, and Herodotus earlier, just to see, you know, how they agree on things, and they do differ. Uh, one of them claims that the 100-handed, 50-headed came first, and hi D. The other claims that the Titans were first. So I don't know. The Cyclops seem to be mashed in there somewhere. Good to see you, D.
So are you talking about all of the Hindu deities with all the arms, or?
I don't know. It could be. That could be a representation of them. But in the ancient Greek stories, they kind of argue over who's first. But the 100-handed and 50-headed were one of the first creatures on the planet.
Yeah, it seems like, and we can kind of prove this by ourselves, that nature sort of, as you evolve, subtracts things. We are losing our little finger on our hands, for instance.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It seems the same length since I was born, but I don't know. It could be. There's a new
Well,
vein,
I mean,
and then
as a species.
there's a new vein children are developing on their arm as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
And
from
our
playing video games.
probably. I guess our fingers, and if you look at the drawings, like in Egypt and so on, their fingers appear to be pretty much the same length.
Yeah, I've seen that before too. Hi, F Kitty. Good to see you. What do the skeletons say though? You know, because those were often depictions on tombs and such, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do the
I'm not
skeletons say
sure.
about that? Yeah, that would
I'm
be
not
interesting.
sure. I haven't heard that, but yeah, it would be interesting.
Yeah,
But yeah, they
they
have
could be
these.
representing like themselves as being like the ancients or the gods or something as well. That
Yeah.
could be
Mm-hmm.
part of it. But yeah, that's an interesting theory that we lose things as we go. Yeah, simplifying maybe.
The python has lost its legs. It has vestigial toes, though,
Hmm.
from when it had legs.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I've seen some lizards that do have that. Some snakes. Yeah. Hmm.
so yeah, it seems like things kind of just get streamlined.
Yeah.
Or you could argue that in a matrix, that after so many iterations, the printing starts to degrade.
Yeah.
The
That's
image
another.
starts to degrade.
Yeah.
And then you'd lose details, wouldn't you?
Yeah. See, I've been. Oh, what happened there? glitch that out. Yeah, I've been going over that. And we had this chimeric type of beginning. It seems all of these gods and creatures mating with each other. So there was a real mishmash of genetics. Yeah, this is what. Oh yeah, we were talking about this last night. Um, and then, like in the beginning, there was the god form, and I think what happened is that form got lost. Like even Moses had horns, and I don't think the gods did. But
Yeah, that's interesting too, as they depict these people with horns,
yeah,
with horns.
yeah,
Mhm.
I think they were like interbred with some other creature. I know,
Probably.
and like they say that they created man like in God's image. Actually, it was a recreation, I think, where we were recreated in the image of God. Kind of the genetics, I don't know, being played out somehow to steer towards a uh, more of an image of what God used to look, or the gods looked like, or somebody just genetically tinkered with us, you know?
Well, there are stories being of us being tinkered with,
Yeah. They say
and we
that Moses was perfect in his generations. So I don't know if he was the one continuous line. Um, sorry, not Moses. Noah. Noah.
no.
Yeah, because he was the one on the ark, right? So they saved those genetics and tried to get rid of the rest. And then even after that, the Israelites fought the scorpion men. Uh, they had stingers, and they weren't quite men. And then they fought the tall men. So there was an eradication of genetics, on the planet.
Mhm. Obviously, we've had a lot of different types living here. Not all of them became fossils. And even if some of the weirder ones did become fossils, if the wrong people found it, we'd never know.
Yeah. Hi, Jeeps. Hi,
So,
F Kitty. Hi, Elderberry. If I missed anybody else, say your name in chat there.
say my name.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Just changing hormones in a woman can change the length of her child's fingers when she has them.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's interesting.
Hmm.
I wonder what is going to happen with all of these people who are messing with their hormones. I saw a bearded lady who was she was transitioning to male, but she was pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what's going to happen to that kid because that's
Yeah. My
I,
wife worked with a young lady who was trying to transition, starting her transition to a boy, and she got pregnant. And, yeah. So
I hope the kid's going to be okay. That's quite a lot of pressure
well,
on
I have heard if you flood the fetus with estrogen or testosterone, you can in utero change the sex. And
I would
that's supposed
expect
to be
so.
something that they've done in Hollywood and other places.
I would expect so because we start out as both. We have both sets of organs, I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
And then after that, the hormones tell us whether we're going to be male or female.
I thought we all started off as female.
No, we start off as both.
Okay.
We
Okay.
have both sets of organs within us. As a matter of fact, you still have female and I still have male, and that's what the yin yang is representing as well. That little spot of the other that we have in us. But yes, we still have them. I think it's around the perineum. You can find those tiny, tiny microscopic organs around somewhere in the vicinity of the perineum. But I can't remember right now.
Let's
But
check that out.
one or the other wins based on hormones. So probably if the mother is taking if the father, mother
I
is
w-
taking testosterone is probably going to be a male.
Google says I was right on that. Genetics have discovered that all human embryos start life as females, as do embryos of
That
cats.
wasn't what I was raised to when I took biology.
Yeah,
However, maybe it's a Mandela effect
could be.
because I
Yeah.
paid attention and
Mm.
I paid attention. I actually paid attention in biology and
Yeah.
sex ed because I was very nervous about.
Curriculum could be different too, depending on where you're from.
Mhm. Yeah, because we were taught that we have both, but they don't mature. They mature differently. When I'm going to have to check that now.
Yeah. When does the
When did
expression
that
start?
change?
Well, when does the expression start too? Like of the male and female, like the differentiation to male would be the same time, I guess, as it's decided that it's female. I don't know.
You know what? I'm thinking maybe the female hormones and are there for a while, and then when the baby's hormones somehow start producing, it may change it.
Could be an imbalance, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
I don't know, but that is absolutely different from what I was taught.
Hmm.
So I'm going to have to figure out what happens there.
Yeah.
I'm going to
But
figure out whether
but
that's
there,
a
yeah, there it is. That's what
Mandela
they say.
effect or.
That's what I remembered. But yeah,
Well, you know what? It's funny because there was this channel that had these Mandela effects, and every single one of them, I was saying, "Well, what's wrong with that?" I was from the other universe
yeah.
from
I
them.
see. I've never experienced Mandela effect. I've seen people tell me about them, but
Oh, I
never
experienced them all the
experienced one
time.
myself. Yeah,
I experienced personal Mandela effects, things that have changed in my world. That, yeah, right in my world,
right
very
off the hook.
personal ones. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Do some of us experience Mandela effects and some of us don't? And why
could
is
be.
that? Or is it that just some of us can notice them? I mean, I've also been psychic most of my whole life, and being a medium in that, could it be that we just notice them because your brain is designed the way your mind is designed is to make things appear normal.
Yeah. Well, for
You
some
know,
people, it could be just a bad memory. Just
it could
remember
be.
things wrong. Um, but there was the Fruit of the Loom one that I, I thought that one was pretty convincing because they actually had the change. They showed that there was a change. They went way, way back and they showed that they did change it, even though they claimed they never did.
Yeah, they claim they never changed it, and that's bullshit because I
Yeah,
remember it.
yeah, they did change
And
it. Now,
mhm,
whether
and
that was
Jif
a
peanut
Mandela
butter,
effect or not, I don't know. But that one I do have seen evidence for. So,
Jif peanut butter was absolutely jiffy when I was really little,
hmm.
and it makes you wonder why they're hiding that they changed it, doesn't it? If
My
if
favorite
that
was the
is what's
squirrel brand.
happening.
Remember the squirrel brand with the peanut on top?
Mm,
That was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Rod Serling, yeah,
So yeah, I am very suspicious of Mandela effects, even though I have them occurring. I have had personal Mandela effects
yeah.
and more abundance since I died and revived. So I wonder if that had something to do with it. Like, am I supposed to be here?
Maybe you're slipping streams, slipping time streams all over the place.
Maybe I might be. I have that
Yeah,
theory.
get control of yourself, you people with Mandela effects. Come on.
Maybe we
Stop
travel.
slipping all
I
over the
noticed some
place.
of us travel.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know. Maybe it's normal for some of us. Maybe that's natural
Hmm, could be.
for some of us. I mean, or maybe we're evolving that. Did
Yeah,
you ever think?
yeah,
You know, because that may be part of our evolution is that we slide in between. And actually, there's so many stories like that yeah, I'm beginning to think maybe that is normal for some of us.
Tied to them. Well, see, there's a couple that I didn't care about, like Bernstein Bears. I never
Yeah,
watched
that
it.
could
So
be a typo or something.
I
Yeah.
have no idea about that one. There's the Star Wars cards that I do have experience with. People saying that those are Mandela. I can tell you they are not, because what they claim is because they don't use the actual quotes on the cards. That's somehow
Right.
Mandela. No, that's not true. Because when I got the cards as a kid back in the 70s, right when they came out, I looked at the cards and I said, that's not the actual quote.
However, the gold piece and three P, the silver and gold leg for 3PO.
Don't know
So
that one. Hi, Trey.
that he's got a piece in his leg that's the opposite color.
That's silver. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
that one's a weird one. The other one but the one that really freaks me out to this day, Ed McMahon never worked for Publishers Clearinghouse.
Mm.
That's a flat out lie. A lot of us grew up with seeing that so much. They're telling us that didn't happen.
I think
They got to
that one
either
could
be
be a
full of shit or
CIA
wearing a
op.
different.
I wonder if that one's a CIA op.
I wonder about that one. That one has got to be something because we grew up seeing that. Come on.
Or Mandela effect. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, there's
But
something going on there because that one was absolutely that
my
one.
my concern is because I don't really experience Mandela effects that I know of, that's probably a psyop. That would be my concern. You know, it's just
Yeah,
something
and you
with.
noticed that. So you noticed that, and you don't usually have. See, that kind of makes me think it's a psyop. Yeah. And you might actually be one of the guys that could help us figure out what's a psyop. Because I think
Possibly.
it's going to be harder as we go on.
Hmm.
I think they're taking advantage. I think for some reason, and I think maybe it's to make us wary and doubt our own eyes, maybe
Well, I'm trying to
our
teach
own
everybody
experiences.
to use their discernment and third eye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
the
got.
own.
Are you an air sign or a fire sign?
I'm fire.
Okay, I thought it was one of the two. That might have
Mm-hmm.
something to do with it as well. I'm an earth
Right.
sign.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Because yeah, I'm thinking uh, maybe there's a reason they don't want us to trust our perceptions.
mhm.
Maybe there something is being planned where, or maybe they just don't want us to trust our perceptions. Period. So they can tell us what to think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's a psychological trick that they use in MK Ultra. They get you to doubt
Mm-hmm.
yourself so much you're broken down into a quivering mass where you just need direction. And,
Right.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. And it looks like they've tried other techniques like that on us too
Hmm.
that fall into that. I mean, poisoning the food and air
All
and
the disasters they cause. You know, the Challenger disaster. There was a definite peak in the Schumann resonance when that happened. 911, the same thing. So they traumatize
Mhm.
the populations with these things.
What they don't maybe plan for, or maybe they do, I don't know, is that will sometimes awaken your abilities
Hmm.
being traumatized. That could be another factor. Maybe we're being traumatized just enough to wake up some of these ancient abilities, and then they're going to be in trouble because we're not going to be that controllable then.
Yeah, some people think it's like they're trying to fight the second coming, of the awakening or the Christ or whatever you want to call it, you know, or the coming of some other people. We had an interesting viewing from Scotty. We did Skinwalker Ranch seems to be a portal, um, and there may be some heavy duty uh, entities coming through there. Possibly even Thoth, the return of Thoth, Scotty Boy thought. But there were other responses as well of, big things coming, energy waves, that type of thing.
Oh,
That's
I
why.
believe
That's
that.
why. That's why that's under government control right now. They say it's under private ownership, but it isn't.
Well, there's so much going on that somebody knows all this. You know what? Up to a certain point, I could read the dark script. I could tell you everything they were going to do, and I was known for that. I would look at it and I go, "Oh, they're trying to do this. Then next they're going to do that." So I could have been writing the Simpsons cartoon. But anyway, when somebody would ask me, I would say, "Oh, it's because they're doing this." And sure enough, however, that changed a few years back. Now we've gone off script. So I expect to see The Simpsons be erroneous now more often, and more of these shows that
Mhm.
they say are predictive. I expect to see that the prediction rate lower.
Yeah, they've
So
got
we'll
so many
see.
balls in the air right now. Like, they've got two war zones right now raging. Um, they've always got their climate bull. Um, they've got their new virus coming out, X, whatever they decide to call it at the time.
Yeah,
you know, um, they're
and we'll
after,
beat them at that too.
and they're pushing people out. They're really on a full tilt genocide at the moment.
TikTok, they're running out of time.
Yeah, that's what I think. They're running out of time.
And that means desperation tactics.
Yeah. So the worse it gets, the better we're doing. That's unfortunately.
That's exactly the messages that I get. I get remember, the worse it looks, the better you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. The more desperate they act, the
Yeah.
better we're doing.
Yeah.
So,
And that's
you
the
know,
thing that'll get them, I think, is the desperation, because they're pulling acts right now that are getting caught and called out immediately. So I think they're
yep.
just going to do just the stupidest things to try to drag us into war, try to drag us into lockdowns and maskerism again. You know, I think they're going to be stupid about it. You know, I don't think they've got the time to plan. So,
Maskerism. Masochism, huh?
yeah.
Anyway, I met a guy from one of my churches, from the spiritualist church, who's still wearing a mask. And I'm like, why are you wearing a mask? Are you something wrong? You sick? Oh, no, but COVID is still out there. I'm like, okay. He was wearing two masks. And
Oh my
I'm like amazed, that there are people out there that are still wearing two masks. And I said, you realize that it's written right on the mask that it doesn't stop viruses. Well, yeah, but you never can tell. I mean, it's
You can. It says it on the box.
it says it on the box. So, that's
Hey,
where some
Seven.
people are.
Yeah.
That's where they are. And what can you do about them? Nothing. So, I am a very positive person. Even if I'm stating something that looks pretty dark, I'm looking
Mhm.
for the light in there somewhere. I mean, as a matter of fact, sometimes I think what's wrong with my show is I'm not doomy and gloomy enough. I don't have enough things like, we're all going to die, in there. And you better watch this video because otherwise you're not going to know about what's going to kill you. But
Well, not all of us. Not all of us are going to die. Some will, but
yeah,
and the,
some
the
people
more,
will
more
die,
work,
of
the more
course they
work
will.
we do, the hopefully the less will die. Hi, Seven. Hi, Dagger Spells. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've got to be able to discern, what's truth and what's not. And it seems like everybody is pretty much a psyop, right? You've got
pretty
your
much.
Alex Jones, your Russell Brand, right? But it's okay. That is terrible. It's horrible. Uh, but we can use it because they do speak the
Mhm.
truth. That's the
Yeah, I
thing.
don't. I
They
actually like Alex and I like Russell, and I think they're doing good work. Although maybe some people don't appreciate that. That's my opinion, is that they are trying to help. I really think they are trying to help. I
well,
don't feel that they're trying to be deceptive, but
what do they
I
do in
know
the
not
end though?
everybody.
That's the worry is for people. Is there, okay, for let's see. Uh
Well, it's up to you to be discerning too, because
yeah,
they're just
because they're
saying what they're finding. I mean,
yeah, just trying to there's some things I can't talk about. Um they will mislead you on one subject and tell you the truth about a million others, which is the way it goes. So
oh,
that's
that's
why
always the way.
discernment
Yeah.
is the most important thing. Like we can
Hmm.
promote what they tell that's truth, you know,
Hmm.
and still reel against and voice our opinion against what they lie about. I do it often,
Hmm.
but
I do it all the time.
you
Maybe
know,
that's why we don't have we're not as YouTube is not as happy with us as some people.
yeah, like we've got right now a politician who is just saying everything that a normal human being wants to hear, and that's being, everybody is on board with this dude, right? He is a total sellout. Uh, we've we've discovered in his past and that he is pretty much part of the system. So, what can we do? Well, he's going to get in power just like Trump is. Now, what we can do is hold these people to account. Um,
Hmm.
that's the only way, and
Hmm. Hey, Scotty.
make them force them to speak the
Hey,
truth. Hi, Scotty.
everybody. Scotty, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you yesterday. It's just you reminded me of the whole
It's
Chrome
okay.
issue. You reminded me of the whole old Chrome issue with the one comment, and I'm getting
Yeah,
that you were probably talking about the scary voices I do, but it's okay. I still love you. I still love you all out there. I still love you all out there. Don't worry, I haven't changed. Wait, my voice has
I had to
changed.
look up frequency healing. Oh, there's many.
Hmm.
Depends on what you want to do, F Kitty.
Yeah, frequency
Yes,
healing.
frequencies can harm. Avoid the frequencies between 10 and 20 hertz. And there are certain frequency combinations that can be very detrimental. You have to figure those out.
Well, that's another thing that I kind of wonder about. We call it hertz.
It does
Hertz.
hurt. Yeah, that's an interesting thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hurt somebody with it? Yeah, you sure can. You could hurt somebody with it.
Yep. Well, we're being damaged with it on a constant basis. They're constantly damaging your DNA and your cells with it.
Absolutely.
We really shouldn't be submerged in an electromagnetic soup like we are.
Well, it's kind of like I was telling people way back, we cannot protect ourselves from every germ bacteria and thing like that out there. We cannot
Right.
avoid everything, without being in a bubble all our lives. However, we can make ourselves strong enough to defend, against that,
Yeah.
to make our bodies strong enough. And I used to say bulletproof enough that it doesn't kill us.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah,
depends on the power level, in my opinion. But we
right.
can handle up to a certain point. But once you can't stand in front of an open door of a microwave and expect to be okay.
Right, that's not gonna happen. I mean,
Yeah.
but there's some things we just can't avoid, and we better develop
But yeah,
ways of just dealing
focusing
with it.
on centering yourself is very healing. Meditation, all of the things we do to heal ourselves, those are going to help us. I like that. AJ
Mhm,
brand lead people right up to the problem, then divert right at the point of a real solution. Yeah, exactly.
mhm. I can, I can look at that though and see that a lot of them have been threatened with their channels, and especially Alex. And
Mm.
Russell has been threatened with his channel, and just about everybody who's tried to say anything has been threatened.
Now, is
So
that part of the psyop, though?
I don't know.
It's hard to say, like, because we haven't seen.
I've been threatened,
Has Russell
so
Brand,
you've been
like,
threatened.
yeah, well, in
I don't know.
ways, I guess. But yeah,
Threatening our channel. So I mean, it's
like,
and of course, people are going to be in error sometimes. They
yeah,
think differently. Like I'm very positive. I'm always, you know what? It's funny because Paul says, "No, you've always been very can do. We're going to find a way through this. We're going." I'm like the coach. No, boys, we're going to find a way through this. Just put up your dukes and fight. You're going to put it. Whatever. Put up your shields and whatever.
mm,
We're going to find a way through this. But not everybody's like that.
no,
Not everybody sees it that way. And I realize that. And I mean, but if you're creating the matrix, you better freaking be positive or you're shooting yourself. I
that's
mean,
true. Yeah, if you create your reality, try and be positive. Otherwise, you're going to live in a negative reality.
yeah, if you're creating the reality, and I find that it's true. Somebody else was saying, I think it was EA that was saying, if you become a player in the matrix, that's a step up from just going through unconsciously. But if
Mm,
you decide that you're going to be a designer of the matrix, you're going to have a really wonky life because I mean, it's going to get wonky for you because it's going to throw that program off and you're going just like what has happened. I'm seeing a lot of Mandela effects. I'm having a lot of strange things like things disappear and come back. Um, I'm seeing it maybe into other dimensions. You know, uh,
mm.
I'm seeing fractals, other fractals of myself, and sometimes I'll call somebody up, and it turns out I had a dream about what happened to them that day. That's happened a few times. It's like,
Yeah.
why was I thinking about them? No, but if
Well,
we're designing it
you'll need that kind of a power to get through this because of all the psyops that they're pulling on us. Uh,
exactly,
you know, like Donald Trump, he's paid out millions to that woman, right? But he also got bailouts years ago from the banks. So the whole history of these people, it's all is money anything to him? If he gets sued for $20 million, is it going to be a big deal to him, or is he just going to get the money,
I
right?
think more of a pain
Is
to be going to the having to go to the
you
hearings
know
and stuff.
like Alex Jones and do we have to see these people go to jail? Well, maybe, maybe that's enough to prove it. I don't
But
know.
yeah, we still somehow don't see the people that really, really are screwing us going to jail. What the heck? You
Yeah,
know?
like there should be some accountability happening here, and absolutely nothing is happening. You know,
No.
uh,
Even when we're asking, hey, when are we going to see this? It's like, no.
like
Mm,
in Canada, there's people being put out of their homes just because of carbon tax. They're raising that all the time. There's another round coming. It's going to raise people's carbon tax by 75%. It's
hello,
unsustainable.
daddy.
It's unsustainable. And we're paying
Mhm.
immigrants here $2,000 a month. Um, Not even paying that to seniors, and well, actually they get more. But we have disabled people that are getting like way less than that, around 11, 1200, barely sustainable. You know.
Mhm. It's very there you know what? I think that's going to backfire so bad. They're squeezing people hard. But the way humans are, you squeeze us too hard, you're going to have something
That's why I
explode.
think
Yeah.
that's why I
Mhm.
think they're actually letting in all these right wingers. it's happening all over the world, right? They're getting voted in, and I think it's they're allowing it to. They might be holding off for a little while, get more of their um, control grid in place, because there are a lot of areas that don't have it yet. They haven't put up
Hmm.
the small cell 5G towers everywhere.
Well, but it worries me a little bit. What concerns me right now is, are they making things so highly illegal, disruptive, and awful that people, I think what they're trying to herd us into is accepting more laws, accepting greater laws, and especially laws
Hmm.
concerning guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And most of us are not buying that, though. And I think they're kind of getting frustrated because the fact is, we don't need more laws. We got a lot of laws. We need to have the laws that we got enforced, and that's not happening.
No, there's
So
a
more of
there's
them
a
is
nerve.
not going to fix it.
There's a few lawyers that got together and are trying to start up Nuremberg trials under the Nuremberg Code, and they're just getting stifled and put off. So even those charges aren't even being looked at.
Yeah, it's really, we're waiting for our Nuremberg day, right? Aren't we, to see that? And we haven't seen it yet, so
No,
we're waiting. So yeah, I think like the rest of us, I'm kind of skeptical. Are they? But I think
hi
they're
London.
trying to get us to accept more laws is what they're trying to do, and I think this is another psyop. All of the lawlessness and allowing it to happen,
Yep.
and the defund the police and everything is for people to say no, no, we want the police and we want even stronger, and that's not going to happen either. That's not going
No.
to happen either.
Well, they could do that. They are hiring police from the illegal immigrants.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Hey, London, how you
they're
doing?
they're being offered military positions and police positions.
And hello to everybody I didn't say hello to because I forgot that I could go see the chat when I push a button. Hi, Kitty.
Now this one has a nice feature. You can overlay the chat.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
You have to make new comments. There we go.
Now you're standing on my head. You're sitting on my head, Max.
Oh yeah.
And that's a lot of
I
pressure.
don't know if
No,
I don't know if
I'm
I can
kidding.
change that. There we go.
You're,
There they
it's
are.
okay. Um, hey, that looks pretty good. There you go. So, yeah, I'm about to go to an appointment, so I'm going to have to take off at some point about 3:30 or so. But
All
I
right.
do want to. I did want to get. I can never be in on Saturday because I have somebody coming over every Saturday. But I'll try and be around on Sundays. Um, if you throw me the
Yeah, I like
link
to do the chats
sometime,
on
I'll come
Sundays.
in and
Yeah.
talk to you. I hope we get. I'm hoping to get something going in the daytime too if my life settles down enough for that, because I
I've
think
been trying to
it's
get
important.
earlier times for the class.
Well, I
I'd like to
always
start class around
uh-uh.
9. You know.
Thanks, Hook. Um, I well, I hate to say I am guilty of falling asleep before the destination or during. I by the time time the destination comes, I close my eyes and I'm asleep.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty late.
I fall asleep. And then I woke
Yeah.
up the last time just in time to find out that it was all over and we were looking at Tesla's lab or something. So
Hmm.
I didn't see that. But anyway, I I um I agree. I have been trying to have my shows earlier, but it doesn't always work. And then there's also,
Yeah.
we've got late night fans now that don't show up unless you're on long enough. So I don't know what to say to that.
It's hard to please
I'm gonna see.
everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get something going in the daytime though to get some different and more people
Yeah.
because
I used to do mine on Wednesday nights at 8, but I had that time to do that, but
mhm.
don't now. you know.
Yeah, Wednesday at 8:30 is the closest I can come to that, and I don't even always get to do that. So
Yeah,
you know,
I have too much to do during the week, unfortunately. So
yeah,
yeah,
I and I'm not even working. I can't imagine if I was also working at least 8 hours, but probably more these days because we know 8 hours isn't enough these days.
yeah.
So I don't even know how I would do anything. I don't know how I would work on any again thing. I I'm really happy that you can make time to come in.
Oh, we lost your audio there,
Oops.
and mine. What what happened there? How's it sound for you guys? Oh, looks like D is frozen. Okay, let me drop you off and bring you back. That sometimes helps. Nope, I can't hear it. Usually I can hear frozen in time. Okay, we'll take D down until she starts moving again. Can you still hear me, guys? I've got the delay on, so can you still hear me? Yes, you can. Okay. All right. Let's see what I can do for D here. No, still froze. You'll have to drop out and come back in, D. Loud and clear. Okay. All right. I guess it was just D. Something changed in my audio though. I don't know what that is. Okay, I'll put the link up again. Anybody else wants to hop up? So you guys got to tell me what's on your mind. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I switched to Restream because I ran out of time on StreamYard, so I'm trying this now. Not crackling at all. Awesome. Okay. I don't even know how to. Trying to look at how I can help D here, but I can't. I can't see any method. If somebody else wants to hop up, so I can check the audio. Do I think? Okay. No. Well, yes and no. I would say yes and no to that. These strikes, these demonstrations, they do not sway the politicians' minds at all. Not at all. But they do sway people's minds. And that's the idea. That's the real purpose of it. So, going to demonstrations and making your voice heard, it is important. It's the only thing that'll change other people's minds. Because if people think they're alone in their thoughts and that they're the only one that thinks this way, they won't speak up. They won't do anything. They'll go along to get along. They're probably good. They're going to try to make a mess of it, I'm sure. No video feed. There's Michigander. Hey, Michigander, good to see you. Let's see how your audio is. Can't hear anything.
It's different.
Oh, there's something. Okay. It's a little garbled, but
How you doing, Mac?
doing good. Yeah, just put your phone down somewhere. It'll be a little less garbled.
Oh, my bad.
And aim it at you. The mics are usually on the bottom.
Oh, yeah. This one gives me problems. That's right. My bad. Best foods for meditation.
Say that again,
For
please.
for what are the best foods to eat for stronger meditation?
Best foods for stronger meditation. I've never looked into that. Uh, that's an interesting thought. Um, I suppose there are herbs that would help. That would help calm you down, put you in the right mood.
Well,
Um,
so far the only thing I know for sure is lion's mane, and I just found out that turmeric.
yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, that helps declassify the pineal gland. Well, I just found out that turmeric is just ginseng root, and I eat that raw.
Yeah. 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 It is. It's a different. It's not quite ginseng. It's all in the same family, uh, but it's turmeric. If you get the raw stuff, it's red. It's almost an orangish red, and it'll stain everything around you.
Yes, sir. I make glasses of water with the turmeric in it and then drink it. My buddy's like, "You're out there." It's like, hey,
So
you got
seven
to put the
says
work in, buddy.
Amanita muscaria mushroom. So mushrooms. Smoke some weed, says off the hook. Scotty says
I'm trying to quit. That's
Scotty says vodka, but I don't agree with that one. Green tea says off the hook. Hi, squirrel sniper.
that clove. Oh yeah, clove.
Now, also don't forget it. Like, uh, frankincense is also good for meditation.
Good boy, Bobo. Bobo.
So
Good
yeah.
boy.
Hi, squirrel sniper. Good to see you. Hi, Richard. If I didn't say hi to you before.
Sorry about that. Dogs were getting after the chickens. Um, yeah, I'm meditating. I'm getting super strong at it.
Yeah. So some good ones were mushrooms. I guess the marijuana you were trying to get off. So yeah. Have you ever tried salvia? I haven't tried that before.
You know what? The one time tried salvia, I thought a buddy of mine had poisoned me, and I almost beat him up, and I ain't touched it since.
Okay, don't do that then.
I, yeah, I
Yeah.
took a big hit off the stuff. We call it plant crack because you got to do more of it every time you do it.
Oh yeah.
It was a long time ago. Yeah, it was. This was like 20 some years ago, 2001, 2002.
Yeah. I think that
But
and DMT will probably be ones that I avoid. I'd rather go the natural route. Well, not that salvia isn't natural, but it's doesn't seem like it's intended for that.
oh wow! Wait a minute, buddy. You just helped me with something I didn't even mean to. You might be right on that Sylvia thing. Because I think it split the veil on me back then. Because I could see like, oh wow, dude.
Must be done
No,
as a
no,
ritual. Okay.
I was gonna say
Oh yeah, frequencies. Yeah, there are good frequencies that can help with meditation as well. Like I use 852 to open up the pineal. 852
852.
hertz.
What about 432? Because I started tuning my guitar to 432.
432 is good to play with. That's for your DNA, DNA and RNA. 432, 528. You play them together. But yeah, tune your instruments to 432. It's a half an octave down from 440.
That's what I thought. It feels good. I play guitar a lot, and I was a 440 guy. Like I could tell as soon as I strummed the guitar, if it was off key, I could tell instantly. So to play at the 432 hertz is kind of unusual for me, but it feels very fluent. It feels good, and I've changed all my instruments to that.
Awesome. Yeah. I wish they would retune everything to that, because I don't really listen to music anymore because of the hertz they play it in is 440, which is actually damaging, and it causes an aggravated feeling.
Yes,
It's
sir.
damaging to your DNA.
Yeah, that's just it. I liked Slayer. Slayer was my thing forever and a day. Then I found out about Water Memory, and I stopped music instant. I'm talking, and I'm the type of guy that when I open my shop at 6:30 in the morning, I walk right over to a corner, and I fix and buy and fix cars. So I'll end up with some of the wickedest car stereos they make by buying cars. And I'll set up a big stereo in the corner and walk right up and just crank all day long to where everybody has to scream over it, And I can't do it no more.
Yeah, you can get hold on, where is it? There we go. I have this on my phone.
Okay,
it's really effective. It's a 3-channel tone generator. So you can set it to I'll turn it up. If you want something to listen to all day. Hi, Max.
We'll get you guys another free distribution. My dog rescued a bus.
Listen to that sound. It's like a dial tone. They used to have the dial tone in 432 because it was a calming tone, and people would
have you ever
be more receptive at picking up the phone.
That doesn't bother me. You know what's funny? My nephew, he's young and indoctrinated by the schools and the system, and you know how they're messing the kids up with stuff right now. Well, he was getting into some kind of stuff where he was like turning these vibrations and sounds on, and it's supposed to mean this or mean that if you can hear it. Well, I'm all the way inside my trailer. My nephew and my other nephew were here for the summer with me, camping and stuff. When he turned this sound on that was so violent, and the little dude next to him couldn't hear it. And I come walking up and I'm like, what is that? And he's like, oh, you can hear that? And he says, well, that means this and that and the other thing. I was like, turn that off. And he's like, what? And I was like, turn that off and don't turn it on again. And to be a smart butt, a couple seconds later, he turned it back on again. And I walked up to him and put my finger on his shoulder. And I was like, that's a good way to go home real fast, buddy. And I walked on.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were. I'm sorry, they're messing kids up with them little vibration and hearing tests. Going, can you hear this or not? And they're messing kids up with it.
Didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah, it's a 3-channel tone generator. I should share that with people. Do you have a link for that, Scotty? Are you on a computer? Take me a while to find it. Max.
Okay, sir. I have to do. I just took a big nap so that I could stay up late. I'm gonna get off here and make some communications and start my day again.
All right. Thanks for dropping in. That was interesting. Oh, somebody had another good suggestion for you there.
Okay. Where can I get lion's mane tea? I'm way up in a rural town, literally one of the one light, Pumpkin town. We got one street light. We got one store, 2 gas stations. It's a small town. Where would I find?
Order it online.
Oh boy, I don't do none of that stuff.
Then I guess you got to travel.
Oh my God.
Yeah, get yourself some frankincense. Play some frequencies. Get some raw turmeric. That'd be cool. It's hot.
Yeah, I eat. It's spicy. Yeah, I eat ginger root raw. It doesn't bother me. I'm past that. I could throw raw garlic. Yeah, I 3 to 5 cloves of garlic in the morning, depending on how big the garlic itself is, and I do. I'd say probably a 2 inch by 2 inch chunk of ginger root in the morning, and that's my breakfast most of the time. I haven't been doing that lately, but usually that's my breakfast with raw natural honey from a farmer down the road, and it helps with meditation and stuff. And the thing is, I think I tapped onto something to do with our DNA. I don't think there's no such thing as junk DNA. I just think we have to learn how to activate it.
Could be.
Well, I'm learning to do so many different things that I'm impressed. And I'm a straight laced kind of guy. I'm a straight laced kind of guy that don't get in.
Yeah, it could be human potential, could be unlocking DNA, could go either way. But yeah, we were told we could do amazing things by the books, so
I think it all has to do with that pineal gland. I've been at it for almost a decade on the button now, and I don't live in the system, in the grid.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started opening my pineal gland or third eye, whatever you want it, the chakras. Yeah, I got.
The way it worked for me to open up my pineal gland was following the 7 vices and 7 virtues strictly.
That's what they told me.
I wasn't eating anything. I wasn't meditating. Nothing.
Really?
That's all you really. That's one way. But I mean, you got to live it.
Yeah, I do. And I think that I'm not concerned. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you think you're living it now? Live it more. Be more of yourself.
No, I do. I scare people with it. It's well, it's really sad.
It's
really,
then, and you'll get there.
Yeah, but it's really sad. It's really sad and hard when you talk to somebody you love that's 60, 70 years old, and when you start talking about stuff way back in the day when you were young, and it almost gives them a heart attack. That's just like. It's pretty horrible when you got to stop talking to loved ones, because they get scared.
Mm-hmm.
All you're doing is talking about a memory,
Yeah, you don't have to inform them on what you're doing. I kept it secret. I didn't tell people anything.
No, I didn't mean as far as the meditation. I meant just talking to people about like stuff you remember. You know what I mean? Like when they were raising you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Just living that life. Focusing on that will get you there. Without any frequencies, diet, anything. We can all get there. It's just a change of mind, right? It's all in the mind. Decalcifying the pineal and all that other stuff will help, certainly. Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to be able to. I tapped something and it said something about the denial of Christ is over.
Yeah.
Whatever
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I've been doing this. I've been doing this for 8 years, remote viewing with people, and I tell you honestly, I haven't seen anybody that is not got a somewhat working pineal to some level or another. I don't think it's a case of either open or closed. I think it's a matter of how open. That's all.
Well,
because everyone has a little bit of intuition.
I know I almost tapped into some kind of control grid thing, and I want to meditate and do it again. It was impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome. Next, maybe longer.
Well, see, I'm from the heart of the new Detroit, because Grand Rapids is now like the new Detroit, and I was never taught anything to do with spirituality, none of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't think that's negative in people's lives at all. I don't think that would stop them from achieving enlightenment. uh, just by being, you know.
Oh, I think one thing that was a plus for me, I grew up with a bunch of Indians and stuff as a kid, and I learned heard a lot of different people because of that. And it's very obvious now, that I'm older. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Yeah, they tricked a lot of people with a lot of different stuff. I know when I was tapping and doing the meditation thing and everything was strong, I wasn't smoking cigarettes, I wasn't smoking weed, and I was paying attention to my diet. I stepped up and helped a buddy out. I stepped up and helped a veteran get out of Detroit. And since then, I've been smoking cigarettes and weed, and it's not as strong. The meditation strength isn't as strong. I could tell. I could tell and feel it when I'm doing it.
Could you define the Christ? I can give a bunch of descriptions for the Christ. Some people believe he was a Son of God who walked amongst men. Some believe that he's a divine power. Some believe he's the third eye pineal gland. I think he's a mix of all those things. I hope that helped.
This is something I meditated across. The denial of Christ is over. Be each.
Oh, I think he was asking you, what do you think Christ is?
I think Christ is a consciousness. I think Christ is a consciousness. I don't know, but I do know the Creator is in control. Do you know where I got that denial of Christ is over?
Where?
My name, my surname. And the thing is, my family is not intelligible enough for that. They don't get into that stuff. I'm floored by a whole bunch of stuff right now. If I could run across some good people that could give me good-hearted people that could give me good guidance on certain stuff, I think I have abilities that others don't. But I keep running across dirt bags on here, and I think I'm about done with it. I'm serious. I'm sure you know what I feel. I've heard you crack off a couple of times, Max. I've heard you crack off a couple of times. I could tell you feel the same way I do about everything, but that's what they want. They want everybody to pay attention to that being a negative Nancy vibe. It brings your vibe down. You don't elevate when you're like, you don't elevate when you're like that.
Springers. We call them the Jerry Springers out there.
It's bad. That's just it. They're the Matrix or the scam people or whatever you want to call it is talking about a timeline split. It's not a timeline split. It's just those that wake up don't want to deal with that low vibe trash no more, so we're going to walk away. I'm about to walk away from my whole family most of my family because of it. And it's just, if they, like, for instance, if you come out of the bathroom and you look like you're built like Bruce Lee and they're fat, they get all upset. I don't want to see that shit. What the fuck your shirt out? You know, it's like, the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Well, are you serious? You know, stuff like that. And I just can't.
The Bible says you must be able to walk away from it all to follow Christ. And if there are things that are just, contentious in your life, you don't need it. It's gonna take you away, right? It distracts you, puts those negative vibes in you, and you'll never, I think there are levels of enlightenment, and I think that we achieve them over and over again. Different abilities, different understandings coming through. Hi, Ricky's Radio. So everybody keeps looking for the pineal popping, but I don't know. Go ahead.
My dog's dealing with some stuff. I forgot what I was going to say. I think, now I remember. I think some of us at certain time frames were born in fifth dimensional thinking. I don't think there was many of us, but I think back in like the 70s, they started we started being born, the ones that think in 3D. I don't think there's many of us, because now that I'm getting older, you know that morals thing you were talking about, the seven, whatever you were talking about, the seven whatever.
7 vices.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 vices, 7 virtues. Yeah.
Well, when I tap conscious or whatever, Christ conscious or whatever it is, or open up the chakras or whatever, one of the biggest ones was no lying. You can't, like, lying isn't any good. You know, certain bad thoughts and stuff like that. You know, the basics, like, you know,
Yeah.
stealing, rape, murder, you know, all that stuff is no bueno. But one of the biggest ones was lying. And the reason why is because a lie will build, and it's always going to crumble because it's built on a natty foundation. So it'll never be strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter what you do with a lie, it's always going to be built on a weak foundation. But I think some of us are born at a different level and stuff, and I think it was on purpose for this time.
Could be. I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
There's a lot of depravity going on in society today, and I don't know what the children think, like what their morals in their minds are. But they don't seem like they've, you know, there are some people that some of them that seem to have taken up morals and values, but for the most part, most of them have depraved themselves pretty badly.
Huh. Interesting times.
Yeah. Not that they can't receive forgiveness if they change and repent, you know.
Oh man, it's so beautiful out here. The sun's popping. Everything is fresh, white, undisturbed snow. It's
Yeah, we got
beautiful.
snow yesterday too. That was cool. We haven't seen the sun for very long though. We only seen it a couple days in the past month.
Yep, we've been getting a lot of dark, dreary days. It's been getting warm then cold. It's been unusually warm, then it gets cold, then it gets warm. We're probably going to go through another spring warm up now. I hope this is the last cold spurt so I can start doing cabin.
Yeah, I did a whole thing on geoengineering last week. Right now we're in the swings, so it's going to go up and down for a while because they hit us with ice nucleating particles. They wanted to make you guys, the people down in the south, really cold. So they ice nucleated that area. And what you get after that is a bunch of swinging from hot to cold. And I don't know. I don't even think they know how long it goes on for. So, you know, their models never really work out. So,
well, you know, I find it funny that you mention that, because guess what it feels like to me here in Michigan, and I live outside. Once the weather shifts to where it's above 50 degrees at night, I stay outside and sleep under a pavilion a lot of times, all season long. I don't like it inside. I end up using it for a tool crib more than I stay in it. But I can't stand it. I don't even like being in houses no more. I'm serious. But the weather is changing to where it almost feels subtropical. You know what I mean?
oh yeah. I think I say bring on global warming. You know, the sun's more of a changer of what goes on, and if we stop geoengineering, we'd be able to see what the weather is actually like. They haven't allowed us that for 30 years. You know,
before I was born, they were doing it before I was born, buddy. I remember looking up, and they started it when I remember looking up as a little tiny kid, man, and they were doing. You know what's funny?
The earliest treaty is 79 that I found, but I'm sure they've been doing it before that.
I was born in 78. I was born in 1978. But anyway, Prince does an interview. Prince does an interview with somebody. I don't know who it was. I just happened to catch a little skit. And Prince is talking about chem spraying when he was a child.
Oh, yeah.
Prince is like, didn't ever, and nobody tied 1 and 1 with 2. Hold on. Prince goes, nobody tied 1 and 1 with 2. And the thing is, he said that they would spray. He said you'd see the jets going across spraying when I was a kid, and then 2 or 3 days later, everybody be fighting, everybody be arguing, and nobody noticed. But I did. That was Prince. That was
purple Purple Rain. Yeah. There was an experiment they did in Africa where they set up two towers and then they sprayed two villages with a purple mist. And these two villages went at each other with machetes and stuff, just killing each other.
Huh. He also said
That could be
something
what
that
the
stuck with
song
me
Purple
too.
Rain is about.
No, Purple Rain is about the Christ consciousness that's about to come, because
Okay.
it's to represent your crown chakra.
Yeah.
Prince
I
knew
also heard that
these
it was
days.
about his mother or something too, but I suppose people have different interpretations.
What happens when you mix red and blue together?
Purple. Okay.
Impressive.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, we have a purple
I'm
party here. We have a purple party.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm pretty sure that that's what Prince was talking about when he talks about Purple Rain. Is he was talking about the crown chakra.
Could be. Could be. Yeah.
Simon and Garfunkel sing about it. Simon
Really?
and Garfunkel do a song. It's called "Sounds of Silence." Listen to that song really close. Don't pay attention to the music anymore, but listen to the words. Woo, buddy! I am a rock. I am an island.
Make a few spirit friends.
But Prince also made another statement. Prince also made another statement too about aging. They one of the interviews asked him something about his birthday, and he's like, "Birthday?" He's like, "I don't know. I only had one birthday." He's like, "You're not supposed to celebrate birthdays. It makes you old." Excuse me. He's like, "It makes you old." And he's like, "Look at James Brown. Look at this guy. Look at this guy." And if you compare them to his age, they look old as dirt compared to him. And it's like, oh wow.
Oh, Mormons
And I just
don't
had
celebrate birthdays either, I think. One of the Mormons or Mennonites, one of them.
Well, hey, wherever their main ritual place is, wherever they do their main get-togethers and stuff, their main what would you call it, church building? I think their main church building, whatever they would call their main church building, that is on top of something very powerful.
Oh,
Those people are bad.
The one in Idaho where the foundation goes way down. Yeah, probably a temple.
No, not Idaho.
Gods. Isn't it? Where is it?
It'll end up being wherever their main conglomerate is. Wherever their main building and conglomerate is located at is, I was told it was Utah.
Oh, there might be that, yeah. Not that. I'm not from the U.S., so. Mormon.
You can't have that rabbit, Duke. You can't eat that rabbit, Duke. He does on it, Duke.
Let's see. Yeah, this one here.
Hey, it started off when I walked around my yard. They follow me. Now when I walk around my yard, rabbits and chickens follow me. I know. I do it. I was feeding chickens yesterday, and I had 3 rabbits follow me, and I bent down and petted the rabbits and stuff. And it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, he's scared of us. Mostly
you didn't get the chance to get old. Yeah.
He ain't kicked a rabbit.
What's that?
He kicked him.
He said, "How you doing, pretty boy? You can't have it." Oh.
Sorry, I walked into you guys' discussion.
Yeah,
I'll live
all right, I'm gonna get out of here.
All right. Have a good day.
What were you gonna say?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask you if you thought Prince was still alive because somebody was saying he was still alive.
Yes. I think Prince is alive. I think the guy from Lincoln Park is alive. I think the guy from Soundgarden is alive. The reason being, if you check into those guys, they were all part of a special organization for finding child exposing pedophiles and child sex trafficking. Well, if you go and look at the time frames, all these missing, they said they're dead, and all of a sudden this child pedophilia started getting exposure.
Hmm.
You can go look yourself. If you go look at the day they say Prince died and all these people died and stuff, start looking at what was coming out hot and heavy. Yep, Chris Cornell, all them guys. We're about to see some really messed up stuff. And the thing is, just from being in the biker world, when you get around bad people that won't let go, relinquish power, they'll burn everything down before they give up control, man.
Yep, we were saying the worse it gets, the better we're doing, unfortunately.
Yep, and you got to stay at it. Listen, you got to stay. I know some people get scared and stuff, but listen, what comes after this is absolutely beautiful, man. There's an abundance of everything. You're not
got nothing to lose by fighting.
Yeah, nothing to lose at all. Listen, if you're not at one with nature and the earth and stuff like that, you have nothing anyways. I don't care what you say. You can have $10 million in the bank. If you're not Exactly. If you're not in touch with nature and stuff like that, you have nothing. You are poor. I don't care what you say. I just don't care what you say. You're poor. Yeah. And you have a weak life. You have money. That's all you have.
Yeah, they can take me. They can take my stuff. They can take my body, but they can't take my soul. So,
listen, it's I was out here working. I was all agitated because I had to bump in with law dogs and stuff, and I was pretty agitated. And then one day it hit. I was out here working with a hatchet, and I realized I do so much work with just a hatchet. I was thinking to myself, man, dude, these guys got nothing. As long as you got a pocket knife or a hatchet, these guys mean nothing. They're nothing, and they're never going to be anything except in their head. Like if you take a sheriff that earns a big top dog spot, in his head he thinks he's a big man, but what has he really done with his life? He's violated his community and used them.
Hail the new dawn.
You know?
Yeah, hail the new dawn. I think that's good. Yeah. They want to confine us and dumb us down, and I don't think it's working.
It's coming. It's not. Oh, it's coming. Unfortunately, some people are going to be stuck and have to catch the next ride around.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know.
We're going to lose some soldiers along the way, but
yeah. All right, I'm gonna get out of here and get my day started. Thanks for having me up, Max.
All right, good having you.
Hey, anybody out there? I'm reaching a hand out. I need good guidance for this spiritual warfare we're in. I don't understand a lot of stuff. Well, I think I might be part of a strong bloodline that has
a lot of people.
Yeah, I think I might.
In your dreams.
What do you mean?
People do fighting. A lot of people do spiritual warfare in their dreams. So when you're asleep.
Well, CERN. I think CERN is going to try to pull them levels together. I'm fairly confident we're dealing with other species. Now, whether it's in this plane or the other dimensions, I'm not sure, but I'm confident we're dealing with other species.
You can also do real physical attacks on things like CERN. We did that. We've done that before. So those can be done during meditation.
All right, I'll try to make it to more of your meditation classes. I just try to do it raw and natural. So I just do what feels right. I don't go with any set programs or this and that and the other thing. I just try to do
the weather wars. We fought with the weather, fought them back with weather, CERN, other ways. There's other ways. There's other things that can be done.
Well, when I opened my chakra or hit conscious or whatever you want to call it, we had storms. We were getting no sunlight for like months. Thing is, I was clearing the sky so bad that I had the planes from the airport 8 miles away flying circles over me. It was storming and blowing and just knocking everything around everywhere around me except for I'm serious. And it caught attention. Listen, I had planes flying around in circles and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, dude. And I just went about my business. I just ignored them. But I was at a store. It concerned me with it. I was at a store. I was all happy. It was a great day. I was smiling. I had just picked my buddy up from the bus station to come up here and live. And it was a great day. And I walked into the store and grabbed dog food. Well, the fella in front of me had a little son. He jumped about 3 feet from me, spun around, pulled his kid to his chest, and put his hand across his kid's chest like I was some form of a threat because he could feel my vibe.
Huh.
What do you do with that? I need to make sure I'm on point with this stuff because that right there tells me that I got something way, way going on, man. I'm telling you.
Got to stay in a positive vibe. That's
Oh, yeah.
that'll save you. That'll open doors and save you. You know.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time. Thanks,
right.
everybody. I'm going to get some stuff done.
Yeah, hopefully we see you again.
Take it easy, everyone.
Ask that question about the battle again next time we see you, because there's a lot of good ideas.
Well, they said they're afraid of me. They're definitely afraid of me. They said something about a trophy.
Well, you can influence
That would be
anything,
fun.
so think about that.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
influence anything,
Oh, yeah. I'm
Right.
on it.
right?
I'm on it. They don't fear. When I hit conscious, I
There's
started
no
bumping
limit.
into some bad people.
Yeah.
Well,
There's
check
no
this
limit
out.
to
When I
what
hit
you can-
consciousness, I decided. Well, I stay here. I stay out in the woods. I stay 10 miles away from pavement even. And I started going in town and getting out and stuff when I hit consciousness because something just didn't feel right. And I started bumping into some bad people. One of the cars that I kept bumping into had a license plate of Vril 1, VRIL 1. Then I had a black Ford high-end truck. Oh, I'm not joking. And I kept going at him because where I go is out in the middle of nowhere. So a punk criminal like that sticks out. I mean, they stick out like a sore thumb because you don't belong there. We know all the neighbors. It's a dead end road in the middle of nowhere, 10 miles away from pavement. You don't belong here. And you stick out like a sore thumb. But anyways, the other one of the other tags I caught was SS Snot. It was a black high-end Ford and it said SS Snot on the tag. Now, the reason I do this is because the more you out these schmucks, the less power they have and the more they'll scatter like cockroaches. What happens when you shine lights on cockroaches, folks?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. That's what we're doing everywhere. Hopefully you people are doing it too. Shining light on cockroaches.
Yeah, I don't want none, but it's hard to explain. I'm not afraid of them, and they won't bother me. So I guess it is what it is. We'll find out in a minute.
Yeah.
Have a good day, folks.
They don't want to be seen. All right. Thanks, Mr. Gander. Have a good one. Real one. Nothing going on there. Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious. Oh, little bleep over there. I don't know. This program makes different noises. What's wrong with Vril? Sorry, but it's being... Well, from the stories we've heard, what's wrong with Vril? Now, there's Vril energy that I think you're talking about, but what he's talking about, or what a lot of people are talking about, are the Vril lizards that have a proboscis, a spike on the end of on the top of their head that shoots off into the eyeball of the politician with the black eye. We've seen the politicians with the black eye, and it works its way in, takes control of the person. Hi, Nina. Oh, okay. See you later. I can't get Google Earth up. Oh, that's weird. Hello, Nocturnal. Good to see you. So that's what's wrong with Vril. But Vril energy used by the Nazis, I don't know that there's anything wrong with that. Except it's associated with a negative party. I'll put up the link. What time is it here? Got a little while longer. Yeah, the Vril Society, different. Yeah, completely different from Vril lizards. I don't know. Maybe vril lizards do have their own ideology and theology and writings. I don't know. But I've never actually looked up the writings of the Vril Society. Interesting thing to think about there. Funny how it works. Okay. Hi, Pa Joe. Good to see you. Vim Avril? No, I don't know what that means. Can't throw out the good just because the bad guys used it. Yeah. Yeah, they're using even the cell towers. They could be used for good. Yep, Michigander's on the path. Definitely. Yeah, the 7 vices and 7 virtues. Those, and along with a couple other things like patience in all things, and the golden rule. Really, that's all you need to get there. There's lots of ways to express it and play with it. Hey, 7 serpents.
Hey, Max.
Oh, there. No, it's slow. How you doing?
Yeah. Doing good. Just on a work break. I can't stay on too long. Just
Good
on
to see you.
my short work break.
Yeah. Yeah, we got family day today, so I got the day off. So thought I'd put out a broadcast, see what happens.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that lion's mane earlier. I had bought those legal Amanita muscaria gummies a while back, and I actually noticed that they have lion's mane in them. It's not just Amanita.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Oh,
it's
cool.
got lion's mane and a couple other things in there. And I've been looking around at just general stuff like that. And something I've come across is B vitamins and how important like getting your B vitamins right is.
That was the one comment I was going to point out too about the B vitamins. That's a good one.
Particularly B6. If you get B6 properly regulated, as far as like lucid dreams and your dreams being like or vivid dreams, actually, that's one of the main things that enhances the vividness of your dreams.
Okay, that's really
So
cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because
something.
dreams. You've heard of dream warriors, right? A lot of people believe that we fight these evil forces in the dream world.
Yeah, there's a few esoteric writers that pretty controversial esoteric writers that I present sometimes, and they talk about something often called the combat, but they're not really explicit when they say like, me and my master, we went into the temple and engaged in the combat. And what they actually mean by that is that they're going in and either through a remote viewing like process or astral projection, they're actually directly confronting the things going on in the world. So that's just
Yeah,
something to look for. If you get into some of these esoteric writers and you see them talking about the combat, they're not actually talking about physically fighting in the world.
yeah,
It's due to
balancing
practices.
forces maybe, or you know, putting positive influences out there. There's even the idea of attacking concepts or influencing outcomes, which we've tried and had. I've tried personally. I can't really talk about those because those are private and secret. But the outcome those do happen, and we seem to have influence here just through remote viewing and altering things. We did, like I said, we did a dive on CERN. We're probably going to get shut down for a long time, but then they started up again. So,
Right.
but I'm hoping that our influence is still there. Hi, Morgan. Good to see you.
That's something too.
Yeah.
I could maybe offer up some advice just from my experience within occult practices, and especially if you start to wade into those waters, it's very common you may have some pretty bad dreams, feeling like assaulted in your dreams or things screwing with you in your dreams. Now that's something very important. I'd like everybody to hear and remember this, is that your past dreams are not stuck in the past. You can re-access through your imagination. If you've had bad dreams and they're screwing you up in the present, the past is still present. You can go back into those dreams and start modifying that past event that happened, and it will reshape and manifest into your present and future. So that's something, a lot of people have stuff like that happen, and they feel a little bit helpless or violated. But you're not a helpless victim. You can always return into that and assert yourself and redirect the outcome of it.
Yeah, taking control of your dreams.
Yeah.
And
Because I
re-manipulating them.
unfortunately
Yeah.
had that in my past, and feeling my way through the occult world, getting involved in different orders, and unfortunately running across some very unscrupulous people who managed to obtain a bit of power for themselves. You really can get targeted in situations like that, but you're definitely not helpless in those
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah. Having a good sense of self and a balanced mind will keep you safer. I always
Yeah,
find love in the ethereal helps. Negative entities can't really handle the positive energy of love,
yeah,
and they scatter.
hmm
It's quite hilarious, really.
yeah,
Um, so just remember, the scarier it is, the more love you send. That's the
right,
defeating factor, because fear is what they want. Fear, anger, some negative emotion. Don't give it to them.
yeah. Yeah, that's something for me. I don't know. Maybe you've got a different view on this, but I would say, as far as like, if I'm in a situation like that and I see some kind of horrific thing with obvious malicious intent, it's just not in my nature to look and say, "Oh, evil
I
squiggly
yeah,
monster, I love you," because I
it
don't really. But if
no,
I
I know,
if I'm just
I
able to stay
know.
solid in myself and hold myself solidly as a point of love, not necessarily that
Yeah,
I have to commit to that thing or make any sort of declaration about it. Just
yeah,
hold it within myself, and you're not going to alter that. It can't fuck
kind of
with
like, yeah, closing the visuals of your third eye kind of
me.
would be a benefit at that point, you know.
Right. I love you, flying spaghetti monster.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
please
that's
stop
just
jumping
not
out
it.
at me, please. Yeah, the shapes and forms that they get is just amazing, like horrific, just horrific,
Yeah,
disgusting. It's, but yeah, if you can stand in your own and not have it affect you, hold love and try and project it towards that ugly squiggly thing that's coming at you. Yeah,
yeah. I get a sense that they're motivated by how much of a reaction they think they're going to get out of you. And when it
exactly.
becomes
Yes.
apparent, you're just not moving. You're not getting rattled. It's like they're like, ah, shit. I guess I'll move on to another one.
Yeah. Yeah. I did practice in that, going in and trying to imagine in my own mind the most ugliest, hideous things I could imagine, and then imagining wrapping my arms and body next to it, to try and get over that ick factor of what they're trying to project,
Yeah, right, right.
There's, yeah,
I do
yeah.
question
I
like
love the way
what.
you describe it, because I don't know if anybody else saw it the same kind of way, and you do. It's
Yeah. Um, But
Yeah.
I do wonder what their actual form is, and if they have one, and if it's more like we have these natural responses to snakes because some snakes are poisonous, to spiders because some spiders are poisonous, to octopus, squids, all these sort of things we have a natural fear response to. And I sort of think that they don't actually look like these things. They're just trying to mimic whatever they think we're most repulsed and in fear of.
I think that you're right on that. I'm not sure, but yeah, it kind of seems like that because they some of them are able to morph and change shape. In
Right.
my vision, I don't know if that happens to you as well. Like if it's not ugly enough, I'll get a little more in your face, you know. And I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
right.
actually them changing form or if that's just more exposure or better vision I'm
That's
having
true.
of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, I don't know on that one. I'd like to know because yeah, they're hideous.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess with that, it really comes down to what is their purpose for doing that? What are they trying to do? And I mean, the most simple explanation is that they don't want us accessing this part of the mind through meditation. Uh,
Yeah, lose energy. Um, that could be another way of them sustaining themselves in the ethereal world.
yeah,
A lot of people believe that they have to feed there, and that if they, that they become ghouls if they stay there and feed too long. They turn into like a ghoul type entity.
right,
That could be a different like how they form into those ghoulish imageries. I
right.
don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I am on my my work break. I'm gonna have to hop off of here in just a minute, but I did want to just add on top of to talk about the word vril earlier. I would very much recommend going and else with. I
It
I
it
think I
roboted
think
on
one
you.
thing, huh?
It roboted on you.
Uh,
So everyone should, that your entire suggestion was lost.
okay. I cut my Wi-Fi off now. It should be better.
So what was your suggestion? You would
It
suggest
was
that
to go
Brill
and
Energy.
look at some of the writings of the Vril Society themselves
Okay.
because it's so useful. It's so
Yeah.
useful to what we're talking about. I think we got a little bit of a lag going. But uh, they're addressing technology, and the way technology has been pitted against us instead of working for us. And they're very much getting into the fact that, like, through a basis of what you were talking about earlier, through virtue, through really embodying virtue ourselves, and then using technology as an expression of that is a whole different paradigm. And that's what they were trying to bring us to and
Hmm.
develop. They had the idea that technology was inevitable. Um, but it's we were very in control of how we direct that technology as an expression of virtue, or let it flourish as something that entraps us.
Yeah. So
So yeah, I do worry that, like, there's
yeah.
a false stigma about Vril, and it's meant to push people away from these ideas and get them to not look at them thinking Vril is something scary or
Hmm.
evil.
Do they
When you
even
actually look
describe some of
into
the
it,
technologies or
they
processes they
actually get
use?
into very much detail.
Okay.
Um,
There you go, Michigander. Looking for some direction there. That would be a good place to
yeah,
go.
they talk about free energy devices. Very
Mm.
interestingly, the document I have is translated from German. I think it was written in the 1920s. And they're talking about having devices like a telephone, but you're actually going to be able to see the person you're talking to, and you'll be able to take these anywhere in the world. and stay in contact with people. So they're accurately describing smartphones in the 1920s. But again, it's very much a focus on the character of the people that are engaged with this stuff and how important that is.
I think that works with physical alchemy as well. I've noticed a difference with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The energy you put
If you have
into the
trouble finding
creation of
anything on it,
things.
yeah. If you have trouble finding any information on it, I do have an actual document of notes taken from a Vril Society meeting that's translated, and it gets pretty deep into all that stuff.
Okay, awesome.
And I have a PDF of that.
Cool. Yeah, if you send that to me, I can share that with all the people here. I'll probably even read
All
some
right,
of it.
sure thing. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. It's pretty fascinating what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah, but with that, I am
So
going
yeah,
to have
that's
to unfortunately get
okay.
back to work. Appreciate you having me up
All
here
right.
for a few, and I will talk to you all later.
Good discussion.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Well, this is a little different
All
than
right.
StreamYard. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it is a little different. Pretty close though. It seems to work a little better on this one for me. Well, that was cool. We'll have to read that document to you guys. They can link chat history parascience. Okay. They had them in the 20s. We have the pictures and the direct people which use them. Yeah, there was a society of women, real women, that were psychics for them, I think. Yeah, thanks, Seven Serpents. We'll take a look at that. Magic equals spoken words. Yeah, the vibration, the intent. Reliving his youth. Okay. Yeah, the truth about the Vril. That'd be something to look into. Yeah. Yeah, Seven Serpents has done a lot of research and study, a lot of work on himself, a lot of I guess the way, a lot of work on the way, whatever you want to call it. Parallels through the fog. That one, yeah, okay. Yeah, they showed a pretty lady. I've made a few grounding devices. I'd love to share them. Oh, awesome, yeah. Seeing as you are the person to inspire. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I'm trying to work on one for my. Alex sent me a pretty good one, but the only thing is it doesn't have a battery, and you put it on your shoe, which is really good if you're walking on dirt, but if you're walking on cement, it really doesn't do much. Yeah, I'd love. There's a link if you want to come up and show them. I'd love to see them. Any extra input, I love. You can, okay. You're a lurker? That's all right. I don't mind lurkers. The what? The unlurker, good term. Cat on your lap and a bird on your shoulder. That's cool. Yeah, grounding devices. We do have to do more giveaways and stuff. I still have to send that one out. Yeah, I'd love to see them. If you can share them somehow, parasites. Oh, you just made it. Okay, share your video then. And let me check here, make sure. Let me go over to YouTube and make sure you're modded up. But yeah, sharing. I'll share that for sure. One another. Oh, which moon needs it too? Richard, hold on. I got a few people to mod. Can you wait a second, please? Take me a minute. Oh, there's G Sharp. How you doing? There we go. Parascience, Richard, which moon? Add as moderator. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. I heard a bloop. All right, I got you now. Hey, Sab, good to see you.
Hey, Max. How you doing?
Good.
And also, hello to everybody in chat as well. Nice to see you all here. Hope you're having a great day. So,
Awesome day.
let's get straight into it, shall we? So, yeah, looking at your grounding devices and what you've done with them and how you've made them, etc., I took it upon myself to use my little engineering mind that I have.
All right, you've got the full screen there.
And the full vastness of my workshop and everything that I've got to go with it.
Nice.
I'm a hoarder. I'm kind of just one of them people. Like, I'll have stuff in the loft. I'll have stuff in the workshop. It may be sat there for 5 years, and like the missus will say to me, "We've had that there for so long. Why do we need it?" Cluttering up, and I'll say, "Don't you worry, it'll come in handy one day." And everything does as well. You know, there'll be a day when she turns around and says, "Have you got?" And I'm like, I do. Indeed.
Yeah, I've got boxes of what my wife would call junk, but yeah, she lets me keep them. She's seen the usefulness. She's seen the light.
Yeah. Anyway, so right, let me just make this little space here so we can turn this camera around.
All right.
Point it down. So
that's exciting.
What I'm up to. I shall also.
Oh, that's pretty too.
Also need to bend down, kneel down on. Oh, actually. Put that there.
Hello, kitty.
Hello, bear.
Come to help. Knock one on the ground there.
Come on. You can't sit on my lap. Come on, I'm busy. Anyway, right. So, your initial device, the one I do believe that you're wearing right now.
Yeah.
Is like that.
Yeah.
So it sits. Let me just get this a little bit. It's a bit better, isn't it? So what I did was I got a vape pen, or even better, a used vape pen. You know.
Yeah.
Many people will see them as little Lost Marys. I've taken the insides out.
Yeah. Nice.
It's all the little bits and pieces, but mostly there's another like vape pen there. There's another little vape pen. I got loads of them vape pens. So what I was able to do was take the battery out of the vape pen, measure them on the multimeter reader as well, so I could measure how much voltage and amperage each one had, the batteries. And you'll be surprised to know that most of the batteries that you get out of used vape pens are still quite full, actually. So like they're meant to be like max 4 volts. A lot of these batteries range between 3 to 3.7 volts. So they've had hardly any use out of them. They're pretty much brand new batteries when you think about it. And that one, they've never been charged. The lithium ion as well, so they last quite a long time. Now, obviously, that comes with concerns on using batteries, etc., because lithium-ion is reactive to water. So you've got to bear that sort of in mind as well. Like the way I thought about making these now is actually putting the copper coil bit on the top around the battery, so you can literally just unattach the battery there, take the wire off what it's linked to, so there's just a negative charge there, like you said.
Yeah.
The positive has been nulled off, so with some insulation tape. And if I undo that now, I can just push that battery out and then replace it with a new one if necessary, or replace and charge as you need to use them, like so to speak. So I've got the halo, which fits perfectly all the way around, just on the top of the head there. So that's the radius of the head itself, and like I said, it sits perfect. Obviously, head diameters are different for different people. So if you wanted one of them making, just give me some dimensions. This also, because what I did was,
Well, that's pretty.
let me just explain first before I go into this. I got some 3-core house wiring, which is quite thick. It's quite sturdy. It stays on a single strand straight, so it kind of wobbles a little bit, but it doesn't bend. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's quite strengthy.
Mm-hmm. It's a 10 or 12 gauge. Somewhere around there.
Yeah. So I got one of the used vape pens, and which was kind of took it apart. And what I ended up doing was getting 3 strands of the copper wire and placing them into the hole at the end there, bending it over, using that as a wedge for my foot to sit on. So then I could plait, basically, just a woven one over, one outside over, outside over, outside over, outside over, into the middle, and just woven like that, which brings actually. It's quite a nice weave, actually. In fairness, it is quite a nice weave. And then on the ends,
that's pretty.
I pinched it with a pair of nips, wire nips, proper ones, because I used to do steel tying on building site for cages that you put into foundation work, etc., with concrete. So I know quite a lot about all this. I'm quite nifty with the hands on the tying and bending wire as well. Like, so I've got that. Yeah. So I just put some nice, and I made sure they were folded the same way as well, like, because my initial one I folded one way and then looked and the other one was folded the other way. I was like, God damn it. so anyway, that one obviously sits, so you can have it either way. Like you've got it on your head. You probably, I don't know which way you were yours, but I know that I've figured out that with this design, with it bent around the ears, you can have it in both positions. So it's sat on the forehead and then sat behind the ears there, look, on each side. So you're getting that lower temple lobe. But like you've got it as well, you can have it where the battery's sat on the crown of the head and it comes right down to the front temples here. Like you've got it pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's the crown. This one I thought about doing I know I've got plenty of tattoos as well. I did most of them myself. But this one I thought to have as like a bracelet, so to speak. Same design.
It works on the arm okay. I tried it on my leg and it didn't work. It was either too tight, too loose.
Yeah. Well, this one I've noticed, because it's like that, obviously if you're just resting with it, then that sits quite nice. But obviously if you've got you're trying to do stuff with it, it's eventually it's going to come loose. It's going to become like awkward as such, like so. And without like pinching it tight as well, because of the wire, because of the gauge of the wire, if you pinch it it restrains you, so it's not pliable enough to like work with, etc. But yeah, same concept. So I did a coil around the battery. You can push the battery in or out.
Yeah.
Just disconnect it from where the connection is there at the end, which they've all got as well. And then just give it some nice.
You gave me an idea. You gave me a good idea. Do more braids and then hammer it flat.
Yeah, well, you can get copper bracelets pretty much. You can buy copper bracelets like that. They usually
they're bloody expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Like up here,
So
$40 up here.
My next idea was to actually just make some copper coils. Is basically get a piece of wire like that. You see where the coils are at each end. So if I did that all the way, each end, both rolled the same way, both folded and rolled the same way until they meet pretty much the middle. and then pinch it, pull it, and pinch it so it makes that little loop on the end there that you can see.
Yeah.
And then when you place something in between them, obviously they kind of cage it. So that's caged and it's wired in at one end. Now that could be a pendant that sits that way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So you could have like just a pendant sat there on your chest. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought about doing that. Now I don't know if you've seen these before, but obviously doing that idea with the pendant brought me to thinking, I got these, like, they're called magician's magnets. I'll just pull it out there just to show you. So it's these are magnets, and these are like, really strong as well. You get 2 in a pack, magician's magnets. And if you look at the array of the magnetism that come off these, it is quite phenomenal. It's not like any other magnet that I've come across. You know, when you put them up against the magnetic sheet and it shows you the display. This is toroidal. It's not like one. It's got like a double bubble to it, like, so it's like it's a toroidal one. These ones. So I thought about taking these. Like, you can stick them together. They do, and they kind of weird. Doesn't matter where you put them on each other. They kind of
they just stick together and don't flip around, eh?
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
That's neat.
Yeah,
it's almost like they're a negative pole. F Kitty had a couple questions. Which like direction of winding? I would do it clockwise. If you're interested in that, because everything in our universe generally goes clockwise. Other metals, yes, you can use other metals. I don't know that they work quite as well,
right?
But they will work.
I thought about that as well.
They will work.
I thought about that as well. You can electroplate stuff as well. Don't forget. So like these little items, you can You can put like do a silver solution, and then you can dip them in the electrolysis. You can make your own electrolysis machines as well. They're not hard to actually make. And then when you dip this, you have it on a little hanger. It's been in there for, I don't know how long it takes for it to, plate it. And then you can plate this with silver. So, for example, what I mean is I bought quite cheaply as well, loads of these pure silver chains. They're only little. It's what I use for my epoxy resin stuff, like for jewellery and stuff like that, But they're quite nice little chains now, and they've got a mark on them as well. They've got a little 925 mark on them, So they are pure silver. Now you can drop and dissolve one of them into the bottom of the electrolysis machine, and then you can electroplate that with the silver, so it'll give it a silver coating. What about that? So different metals, but obviously you can also use the electrolysis process as well. So just these little batteries, 3.5 volts they are, lithium ion. They come out with vapes. My little one started watching me make all this, and then she wanted a little garnet headband thing with a flower on it, so I had to make her one. Oh, I look pretty.
Now I use fully charged batteries, and I found that those are rechargeable. So those would be awesome. After a while, like the charge goes down at around like I use a 9 volt and a 12 volt. And what I find is once they reach their charge where they're supposed to, like 12 volts, because they usually start off at around 12.67. So once they reach 12 volts, they actually stop working. So keep your batteries fully charged if you can.
Yeah.
Or you can try an experiment and see if you notice any difference.
This is it. Well,
right?
that also ties in with what I'm going to be doing as well, because I know I've got a quite varied group of friends as well. So I can do like what we can call an almost controlled experiment with this as well. I'll give a couple of people one of these and say, try this. I'll not give them any context, and I'll not give them, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect the placebo effect. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because straight away, like you say, within that, I've made all this. I've done it, but I've put a good couple of hours into me, as you can see there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not been.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first guy that I unknown observer that I had an effect on this was a young boy at work. He had toothaches and he had a swollen gland. So I told him to put his thumb on a battery, and he rolled his eyes at me and looked at me and said, "No, I ain't going to do that." And I said, "What do you got to lose? 30 seconds of your life, if it doesn't work, nothing lost, right? Put his thumb on there. Within 5 seconds, his tooth stopped hurting. So I gave him one of my waist devices, the ones I wear on my waist, and he wore it the rest of the day. His gland went down and his toothache went away. So, yeah.
We live in an electric universe. That's what it is. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, we're electric beings.
We are indeed. Everything. I had this I had this said to me when I was younger, and it's always stuck with me. It's been quite profound actually. And when you think about it, it does make a lot of sense as well. But one of my ex-girlfriends, I was with her for quite a few years as well, so it wasn't like, we used to talk about some really in-depth, deep stuff and that. We got to know each other quite well. And she actually said, what if we are the product of a far superior advanced civilization that's already lived here and they've buggered off elsewhere, but this is kind of like some sort of like prison planet or simulation, whatever. There's lots of theories you can throw behind whatever it is like that we're living in now. But also look at the way our bodies are made up. When you look at when you look at what calcium actually is, which is the main makeup of your bones and so on and so forth, that's actually on the periodic table of being a metal. So therefore, we've got a metal structure.
Okay.
You see, and now you think like we've got this bio mesh stuck to us on top of that, and then we send electrical signals from this bio organism computer chip that we've got up here, and that sends electrical signals throughout our body. But it's like so far advanced, obviously. It's not in the concept of what you would think punching digits into a computer and then that processing it and it's far beyond that sort of superiority, obviously, because it runs by you don't tell yourself to breathe, do you? You don't tell your heart to beat; it just runs automatic. It's already on automatic. It's like a switch. Like it's already been. That's it. That's already activated.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that. Do you know what I'm saying? There's lots of things we do automatically.
Yeah, the autonomic nervous system, and if you're messing with the electrics around a person, you're messing with the autonomic nervous system because they're all electric.
Yeah.
And we don't ground. We just don't.
Mate, most of it, a lot of us don't anyway. Yeah.
Well, even if those of us that do only do it for short periods of time.
That's very true.
Right?
That's very true. We don't live the nomadic kind of lifestyle of just walking around with like leather sewn plimsolls and that all natural kind of like. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why.
That's connect pure into the earth, like you say. Like we've lost a lot of that.
Like I constantly wear a grounding device now because I've even found like a lot of people like in my city have bad teeth, and it's not because they're bad with their teeth. It's because what happens is the electricity. It rots at the gums, and like I have 4 teeth over there on the shelf that just fell out of my head. And it's because of electricity. If I don't wear a grounding device on a constant basis, I can feel start to shift. They click and they're moving. So there's enough electricity in the city to move my teeth.
Well, yeah, it ties in a lot with. I'll tell you why it's quite compelling as well. This to add to all this. I only took myself off the building site and became a stay-home dad in the past 4 or 5 years. Now, before that, when I was on the building site, I'm digging out stuff. I'm working with, you know what I mean? I'm outside quite a lot, And even if I got boots on and that, I'm knee deep in soil. I'm digging clay. I'm grounding quite a lot while I'm at work, etc. Now, you could look at pictures of me 5 years ago, and all my teeth are in pretty good order. They're all in. Do you know what I mean? They look half decent, There's no major issues and nothing like that. But 5 years later, 4 years later, I've been at home for nearly 5 years. I've been at home and I've sorted my workshop and done everything. You know what I mean? Transitioned into being house and having my workshop here and my work here and doing all this. It's taken a while, but you know, things like this do take a short while. And since that time, I've been here. Do you know what? I'm bombarded with Wi-Fi all the time. I'm bombarded with all these electrical interference. The washing machine going, the dishwasher going, the dryer going, the boiler. Do you know what I mean? There's all this going on, like, and then the kids have got their phones and their tablets. So she's got a phone in there, maybe a tablet. The kid Littland's got a laptop on in there. Do you know what I mean? He's got the Xbox. And do you know what I mean? They've all got, and I've got my own phone on the go. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all of this stuff just completely bombarding me. I genuinely have noticed it as well. Like, and this, I'm genuinely quite healthy as it goes. Like, you know what I mean? I'm perfect, Dr. BMI, perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the only one problem that I've had has been this, and it hasn't just been. Even the dentist, I've had to go. I hate the dentist. I really do. I'm like,
they're insulting. They're insulting.
Pure bullshit. But we found a good one. And my wife's actually spoken to him firsthand and said to him, right, he's genuinely afraid of going in there. So if we do get him in there, please just look after him, right? And they have done, like, while I've been in there this time. So the guy hasn't been judgmental or anything. And he, like I said, anyway, he said, he's like, so how's this come about then? Is it drugs? Is it this? Is it that? I said, no, I don't do drugs. Genuinely, I mean, I used to when I was younger, like, but no, not now. I said, I haven't done Class A's for a good 20 odd years, like, do you know what I mean? I smoked a bit of, do you know what I mean, wacky, but no, not. Yeah. I'm not even. I don't even really do that all that often, whatever name. Do you know what I mean? I don't drink alcohol. Yeah. I haven't touched alcohol in about 5 or 6 years. Don't drink it. Don't. Not a drop. And he's looking at me like, so, do you eat a lot of sugar? I said, no, I have a really good diet as well. I said, if anything, because I've been at home, I said maybe like there's sugar in my coffee, but 4 or 5 cups a day. I mean, you know, I look after them and everything as well. Like you said, it doesn't matter how much looking after I do. And it got to a point where the brushing them, I don't like the fluoride, so I use like bicarb. It's called Eucryl cream, and where I use the bicarb soda toothpaste stuff, the more natural stuff. Like that's what I use. But I can't use fluoride because I got it in my head, obviously, that it calcifies, and I don't want that build up in my body, like. So yeah, and it's fluoride. It's a poison. It's part of the fucking chlorine bleach family, like.
I don't use toothpaste anymore. I don't use toothpaste. I use eggshells. I use eggshells, crushed up eggshells.
Crushed eggshells is good, but this is what I'm saying. It got to a point where they were actually getting that bad. I couldn't brush anymore properly without that exposing and making it go even worse, like rotting away even worse. And I get this past couple of 3 years, I get like a vibration.
I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you, buddy.
So, but yeah, that's been a big step for me. I've had to overcome all that personally as well, like not being able to come on live stream, not being able to show my face and stuff like that, and always like when I talk, not being able to go with groups of people, with family and all.
Did you get a lot of pain? A lot of pain?
I work for it. I just work for it.
Like for me, my teeth got so bad, it was crippling. I couldn't sleep at night.
That's what hitting me so hard. That's what I've just had last week.
You've got to start grounding yourself constantly. I would suggest that, anyways. I don't tell you what to do, but yeah, I would get at it. I wear a necklace all the time. I wear this when I sleep because, man, if I didn't, like, I find the headset works the best, but I can't sleep with it on. It's really uncomfortable. It's not that comfortable to sleep with. So
I had this on yesterday, all day yesterday. I had this on.
My wife sleeps with it on. I don't know how she does it, but she does. I roll around a lot in my sleep though. But yeah, you could sleep with that on easily. Yeah.
You're proper like me, honestly. Like my wife says, I do the cha-cha slide when I'm asleep.
Yeah, my wife thought I was nuts too when I was starting this up, right? But she gets random toothaches. Her entire set of teeth start aching, and I gave her a device and it stopped. She has headaches, and I gave her a device and it stops. It's weird. It's weird how it works. Hi, Jen Tugan. Good to see you.
But there you go. You inspired me to do something, and I've gone off and done it as promised.
Awesome. I
Stretching
really hope it helps. That's all I hope, is that it helps, because that's what we need these days, is some help, some way to defend against this. Now, I don't know if the coils, the description I was given for a device against Havana syndrome was 2 grounded loops over the temple. So the coil really awesome though. I like that. I think I'd do both. An open loop and the coil.
Yeah, I could do that. I could undo one and just have it one loop and one coil.
Or you could see, because I haven't really done much experimenting with it, if you've got a big enough group of friends to play with, that would be really cool, because you could see what works better.
Well, as you were saying about the giveaway, what I don't mind doing for you is I don't mind making a few more of these and doing different things with them. I can put gemstones in certain things and whatever if people want crystals and stuff like that as well. Don't mind doing all of this. Just let me know where to send it to, and I'll send it. Doesn't have to be your address, obviously. Send it to a, you know what I mean, either a PO box, one of them little collection box places, whatever. I don't mind. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. I'll get it to you. Don't worry. And I'll
you do a lot of stuffs.
Yeah, I'll do you a box.
You're gonna do some
giveaways, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
You're gonna do some giveaways too on your channel.
We'll do you through yours. You're the one who inspired me. I'm not going to take it away from you.
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with somebody running with it. Like, it's just to help people. That's the main thing. I'm a terrible businessman, so I'm never going to make a business out of it.
No, I don't want to sell them. I don't listen. My channel, I know for a fact my channel's going to take off this year. The parascience, because I'm doing all that. I'm pumping out videos. I've done a couple more today. Every 2 or 3 days, I'll put out another few videos, just expanding the consciousness of what I've got and what I touch upon, and just gives a brief detail. Some of it's done with AI, some of it's done with like videos I've made myself and whatnot, I've had to put together. But yeah, and I've got the Sabs workshop, and I'm not joking. Like, look, today I've finished the workshop now. Watch, honestly, watch this. I just needed a couple of more pallets. So I asked a friend of mine today. Should we go and pick up some pallets? And he's like, yeah, come on. So that's what we went and did. So now I know the workshop's finished. That's the wood I needed to finish the workshop with. So I know my channel's going to take off this year, and I'm not going to make it monetized or nothing like that either. I'm not about money. I'm just want to share knowledge.
Yeah.
I want people to come together in these communes and feel as though we're in safe spaces and stuff like that. That's more important to me.
Yeah. I wish money would kind of go away too. We don't really need it,
I believe in working on a bartering system, me. I wish that we kind of, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes everybody valuable. It makes, when I say valuable,
I don't mind gold and silver. Gold and silver are good commodities. Change their use for
as well. But even down to a point where you pick berries and I make pies. You pick 6 packs of fucking berries and you give me 3 of them back. Some make you 10 pies, and then you can go and swap them. That's what I'm saying. And it brings value.
We've got to give everybody, we could give everybody 6 acres of land and plumbing to it for water, and electricity. It wouldn't be a problem if they focused on that. If all of our resources were focused on that, it wouldn't take long.
Not even all of our resources. But even just half of them, just put into the system and kind of setting up 2 systems. Yeah, you can live this way.
We could do it in a few years.
Come and live in the smart city, or go and live doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people would choose the 6 acres of land, and I would. I think it'd be awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We'll have to figure out some way to get our details hooked up. Do you have my email?
Is it on your page?
Are we hooked up by email yet?
Is it on your page?
No, I'll put it in chat. I can put it in chat. There we go. anybody can have my email. I don't mind. If you want to send me images and videos of or things of interest, ideas for destination targets, things like that, I do appreciate those. Yeah, that'll be awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I know that my viewers will appreciate it too, and they can experiment. That'll be awesome.
Sending you an email now. Hang on a second.
All right. What's the formula to turn silver into gold? I don't know that there is one, Dolly. Good to see you, hon.
There you go. I've inboxed you.
Shit, what's that? 1 acre they would fit in Texas alone. Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to give out land. There's tons of it.
Oh, look what they did with the Amazon. They terraformed all that when they went and lived there, didn't they? Do you know what I mean? They turned it from a desert basically into what it is now. Look, do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
and then planet.
Yeah, that
Mother Nature.
the soil they have down there, that beautiful soil.
But it's only like this. It's only about this deep. The rest of it's been terraformed. Yeah.
Yeah. They terraformed that entire continent. I think the world's been terraformed at one time.
Yeah, of course.
It seems like in Canada, we've got like these roads that go to square structures in the landscape. They're just flat, but they're like roads that run for thousands of miles from these square structures to square structures. It's bizarre. And there's no use for them. No trees grow on them. And it's really weird. Looks like the entire northern landscape has been terraformed at one time.
I reckon it all is. It all is. And where you upheaval one situation, Mother Nature just goes and replenishes it from somewhere else. For example, the Amazon forest was made, but then the Sahara Desert was made because of that occurrence happened. Do you know what I'm saying? So it kind of went, oh, you took my desert away. I need another one over there then instead.
Yeah, it's climate shifting, not climate changing, pretty much.
Yeah.
Climate shifts from one zone to another, you know.
I reckon it's been doing that for a millennia as well. Like. You okay there? Raccoon? Raccoon climbing up on the side.
Texas.
You're not a raccoon, are you? Although you
You
look
can
like
spin flour into paper. Nice. Yeah, Himalayas. Lots of alchemical secrets.
Yeah, when I went out to Ireland, my son's out there. My son's born in Ireland. The parents of my son's mother, so his grandparents, when they first moved out to there, they had to, because they wanted to start growing everything produce organic wise. So they had to make the land that they had, which was about 3 or 4 acres of land that they had, and they had to make it arable. But then they had to keep turning it over and adding a certain soil to it every year for 7 years to make that soil, all that land, organic produce. You had to you had to leave it fallow and then let it grow out.
Yeah.
And then they had to add certain soils from local area, like the peat bog stuff. Like they used to have to add that once, you know what I mean, once a year to keep it. So it put the nutrients back into the soil and it made it so it was all natural as well. But it took them 7 years to actually make that land. So it was organic produce that they were growing there.
No, it's Parascience. His channel isn't Sab. Somebody's asking for your channel. Let me see.
Hang on, let me go and... There you go. Said hello in chat.
Let's see if I can find you first.
DM you?
I always have trouble finding people, but no. Not there.
Just, I'm sure somebody can suss it out in chat now. But yeah, no, I'll definitely do that. Yeah, you've got my email, so let me know
Yeah.
where to send, and I'll make up. I don't know. Let me know how many you need. Let me know what your demand is, so to speak. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Awesome. Returned. Hi, Max. Origami is nice. No. What's that? This thing's slow. Man of letters. He is burning specific charcoal that indigenous peoples created to fortify the Amazon. Awesome. Yeah, there is a lot of charcoal in there. And that seems to have something to do with the soil and how it regenerates constantly. They're terraforming currently to hide what's coming. Yeah, Ukraine has great soil, apparently. So is that what you do? You burn specific woods, make them into charcoal, and put them in there? Bury a rug to lock in moisture, dog hair. Yeah. Yeah.
The old lava,
natural
the old
fibers
lava
can
and
help with
plaster.
that.
The old lava and plaster that they used to use here for the walls, and the old, like, back in the
Yeah.
1920s, 1930s.
Gypsum.
Like gypsum, yeah.
Yeah,
They mixed
gypsum.
it up and just put it in the slats of wood on the wall, like, and they put horsehair into that and so on, yeah.
Yeah, that'll hold a lot of moisture. We've got, there's a lot of wallboard around here. It's just wrapped in paper, so that would be cool. Charcoal pottery. Yeah. Even if you know, you can use plastic bags and bury them in the ground, and those will help keep your moisture in if you individually water. But yeah, we could regenerate the desert easily. Regreen the desert, sure, with chemtrailing and they can make it rain anywhere they want, pretty much.
Scotty.
Not a good look. Yeah. Yeah, you got to rinse it all out. That's one of the keys to it there, Scotty boy. Sunlight reflections as well as using white chalk washes on stone. Yeah, reflecting the sun up. Like I've done that with some grows I've done. You put a layer of mylar underneath the plant right back up. It's really good for it. Rugs from Whole Jeans, nice. PBA leaching, yeah, BPA, yeah. Yeah, there's the BPH from plastics, but
Reminds me, I need to get a blender so I can blend up all the milk bottles I've been saving. I've literally got about 100 of these milk bottles.
what are you going to do with them? Form them into.
I was melting them in the oven as well. This is 4 of the milk bottles all melted down into just a little.
Yeah.
That's a little. You see, I
what are you going to do with them?
I don't know. I was thinking the flooring, some of the flooring up in the workshop. I might do it and then add a grit into the top of it and use the heat gun to melt the grit into the, so it gives it a grippy floor, but it's waterproof.
Okay.
I don't know. Do loads of stuff. You can make molds out of them. You can do all sorts of them, I suppose. But I'm just going to start playing around with them and see how manageable I can get them. I've got some silicone trays to put them in the oven and stuff like that, and it melts them down quite on a lower heat. Yeah, it's good. I'll have a play with that.
Oh, Can you make terra preta? I don't know. I suppose you could try. What you'd have to find out what woods. Somebody was saying there's specific woods for it, but I don't know. I figure a good hardwoods, that maybe a good blend of different types of charcoal. Yeah. Apparently, where you put that terra preta, it if you put it in other soil, it somehow makes that soil good. So I guess it spreads out its nutrients or something. Close
Leaches.
1-to-1.
It'll leach into everything that it touches, won't it? So all the goodness. It's got certain organisms that live in it as well. That's what helps it.
To save everything. Yeah. Cool. I don't know how to make that terra preta. I'm not sure. I've got to shut it down. The wifey's home, so I gotta end my
Thanks
day
for having
here.
me on.
Thank you for coming up, Sam, and we'll see you. We'll be hearing from you soon. Well, I've got your email there now, and we'll be doing some giveaways, guys. So awesome. Okay, thanks for showing up, everyone.
Let Max know what it is that you want, and within the giveaway that he's doing, and I'll collaborate, and do you know what I'm saying? We can do it that way as well. So if you let Max know, Max can email. We can have a bit of to and fro and see what devices, which ways you want them made, etc. If you just want them single wire, I don't mind doing the thread on them. It is quite difficult to do, but I don't mind doing it. You know what I mean? It's one of them.
Oh, is it by request? Is that what you're saying? It's by request.
Yeah, if people are gonna request sort of stuff through you, do you get me? Then let me know. But ask Max what's with the giveaway and that. So I don't know what you're doing exactly. So we'll see anyway.
Okay, all right. Thanks, guys. Much love to you all. Keep your third eye open. Use your intelligence and your intuition. Until next time. Bye-bye.